Hi, welcome to today's episode of Social News Interviews. I'll be your host today, E-Rock Christopher. And today we're excited to introduce our guest, who is the co-owner of an award-winning marketing firm. This gentleman is a certified online marketing expert, and the reason that we wanted to reach out to this particular individual is because their company is doing some amazing things in the online marketing world. In today's competitive digital marketplace, many business owners are looking for a way to find a reliable, trustworthy, and exceptional company that can help them to market their businesses online. The reason we chose GetUWired as the company of choice for today's interview is due to the fact they were recently named to the prestigious Entrepreneur Magazine's Top Companies Cultures list for 2017, and it's actually the second time they've won the award. So we'd like to introduce to today's episode the co-owner of GetUWired, none other than Mr. Dobbin Buck. Mr. Buck, how are you doing today?
I am doing great, E-Rock, coming to you from the North Georgia cabin headquarters of GetUWired. It's a real honor to be here today. I'm real excited to share some insights and information with your audience.
Well, as we said, Dobbin, your company, being the co-owner of GetUWired, was recently conferred the status of being one of Entrepreneur Magazine's top company cultures list in 2017. Again, the second time that you've won the prestigious award, in addition to other prestigious accolades as well. Dobbin, would you mind sharing maybe what you feel is one of the keys or some of the keys to GetUWired's success?
Well, success comes in many forms, but when we talk about the Entrepreneur Magazine Award for top company culture, really that comes right out of this culture that we've developed here at GetUWired. And so we have just over 40 full-time employees here. And over the last several years, we've made a real concerted effort to follow the specific needs of our employees and, what would make them most productive, most happy in life. And ultimately, when you have happy employees, you wind up creating happy customers. So a result of our efforts, and there are three owners at GetUWired, myself, our CEO, Melissa Allen, and I call her the queen of culture, and my other partner, Bobby Brown, who's in charge of all of our developers. The three of us compose the leadership of GetUWired, and we've really pulled in our entire team. And so the things that our company and we as owners tend to get credit for really is an extension of a full team effort by all 40 members to really define what are important aspects not only of business that should be for our clients, but also for them as individuals, for their growth, their futures, and their families.
Well, thank you for sharing that, Dobbin. Again, congratulations on your awards and success. So, Dobbin, can you tell our audience a little bit more about the background of GetUWired and how you were able to grow into a very successful online marketing firm?
Sure, absolutely. So, we're located in rural North Georgia, in a small town called Dahlonega, which is actually the historical site of the first American gold rush. So we're in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. Very beautiful here. Woods, waterfalls, hiking, canoeing, kayaking, hunting, fishing. I, for instance, am a fly fishing maniac. I do it as much as possible, and we really take pride in our environment. So the GetUWired started out as a small website development company, and we were providing web services for small businesses. And we started working, and these were relatively inexpensive websites, and the team was around, 5 people when we were in downtown Dahlonega. And what wound up happening down in our historic town square when we were down there is that we started growing ever so slightly. So we went from 5 to 6 people. And then there came a time when we were introduced to a software platform called Infusionsoft. So we already had a bunch of website clients and people that we were doing web marketing for, but we got to meet this company called Infusionsoft, and what it is, it's a CRM system that also has a full suite of tools like marketing automation, sales pipeline systems, e-commerce, all built into one incredible package. And so we met with Infusionsoft, and we actually got Infusionsoft for our own company, for our own marketing needs. Well, very quickly we realized that every one of our website clients could also use this incredible software. So we began selling it to our clients, and very quickly we began to get some notoriety in regards to not only being able to create quality websites that are economical, but also all of the aspects that are beyond that for lifecycle marketing, being able to nurture leads, follow up with leads, upsell, gain referrals, and also driving people to e-commerce aspects of that platform. So it was really that relationship that then expanded our service offerings, and very quickly we went from 5 to 6 to 7 to 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and onward to where we are now. Now that's a very short version of the story, but we ultimately got a lot of satisfaction from our customers, a lot of referrals from our customers, and we really organically grew. An interesting thing about GetUWired is that we've never had to invest a tremendous amount of money into paid advertising and those sorts of channels that a lot of people do to grow their business. Much of ours came from word of mouth. Much of ours came from relationships, and it still continues to work that way today. So an incredible story, and it's still going strong.
Well, fantastic, Dobbin. Thank you for sharing that. Now, one of the things that our team of researchers discovered is that your company seems to be based out of a log cabin. So, Dobbin, can you tell us a little bit about how your company, GetUWired, a very successful and award-winning online marketing firm, decided to base their headquarters out of a log cabin?
Sure. Well, decisions are an interesting thing. I sort of think that things happen. And what happened was that we outgrew the space that was in our town square. And one of my friends and clients had actually purchased our current headquarters, and we needed a new space that was bigger. So we began by renting out half of the building, and then slowly started taking over the other half, the upstairs, the basement. And when we filled out the entire building, we made an offer to purchase the building, which we have, and we're here. So interestingly enough, it's a really wonderful, it's a warm feeling, creative space. So it isn't like coming into an office building filled with cubicles or something that's real sterile. It's an environment where creatives can get together, collaborate, a great place to bring clients. And I would say the true flavor of our culture has probably blossomed out of this environment that we've been really fortunate to sort of stumble onto years ago.
Excellent. Well, if you're just joining us today on our edition of Social News Interviews, we're here with the co-owner of award-winning marketing firm GetUWired, Mr. Dobbin Buck. And so, having been the recipient and a two-time winner of the prestigious Entrepreneur Magazine's Top Companies Cultures list, obviously core values play a role. Many companies are looking to align forces and work with companies who have a social conscience, obviously looking for things more than companies looking to make a fast buck. So, Dobbin, would you mind sharing with our audience what are some of GetUWired's core company values?
Sure, absolutely. So first, we call this our vision, and we began creating this version of our vision after going to some training in Phoenix, Arizona with Infusionsoft's Elite Forum, where they broke down how Infusionsoft had created their vision, which is their purpose, their mission, and their core values. And so we came back to Dahlonega, Georgia, and literally stopped working for 3 days, I believe, and the entire company, all the personnel and the leaders of the company worked together to develop this in a way that was meaningful to us. So really quickly, our purpose is to help small businesses succeed. Our mission is the relentless pursuit of self-improvement by focusing on our unique culture, quality of work, and the achievements within our ecosystem. And our core values are empower. We empower and respect small business. Respect. We honor the role and respect the position. Excellence. We take pride and ownership in our work. Challenge. We define and conquer every challenge. And then tribe. We blink together, which essentially means we do everything together. Everything we do, everything we take credit for, everything we celebrate, that's something that we do together. We aren't islands. We work together to achieve this. So this has a lot of meaning, and it's this code that we hire by, that we fire by, and that we make decisions by. So ultimately, any decision that we have as a business at some point can come back to these core values, our mission, our purpose. And as long as we stay true to that, we aren't going to get very far off course. Make sense?
Absolutely. And as a follow-up question to this, Dobbin, core values are seemingly becoming an even more important factor when choosing who do you want to work with. But a lot of times, those things sound great on paper. So I'm going to put you in the hot seat a little bit here, Dobbin. Can you think of any instances or particular times that your company exhibited these core values in terms of helping or working with clients or things of that nature?
Sure, absolutely. Well, I would say that's not a rare occasion. I think it happens on a day-to-day basis here with everybody that we work with. But I'd say that where you really see the true colors of the core values is when things aren't going perfect. I'm certainly not going to name clients that things haven't gone perfect with, but I've had a few in the last 8 or 9 years, working with thousands of small businesses. It's bound to happen. So it's about taking the high road. It's about really having a deep concern for the outcome of the experience and the results of a client's work with us. So I've seen numerous cases to where, let's just say there was some disappointment in the mind or heart of a client, and really doing the right thing, taking the right steps to make things right, and really doing that on a daily basis. It's doing a constant evaluation of where we are in relationships, monitoring that, and ideally getting out ahead of any situations which may be uncomfortable or may, let's just say, shed light on an aspect of us that isn't in line with our core values. So it's living, it's working, and as it applies to clients, that's really it, is that, we honor and respect small businesses, and we are here to help them succeed, and we do.
Awesome. Well, Dobbin, I know that in addition to having been recently awarded Entrepreneur Magazine's top companies culture list, that you've also, your firm, GetUWired, has been the recipient of numerous Infusionsoft awards. And so I don't know if those maybe are some of those that are actually there sitting there in your office, but would you mind sharing with our audience a little bit about how you won those awards and what they mean?
Sure. How we won those awards is that there's been numerous awards that we've won. So starting with our clients, we've been really honored to have many of our clients in the Infusionsoft Icon Marketer of the Year program. So every year Infusionsoft chooses the top 10 clients of Infusionsoft to put into a playbook. Also, they have 3 finalists and a Marketer of the Year. And every year, traditionally, our clients have been honored by being in that, sometimes more than one client, and several of our clients have been finalists, and one of our clients has actually been the Marketer of the Year. So we're real honored when our clients can win awards for our efforts that we've collaborated on. Directly for GetUWired, we have been the top reseller of Infusionsoft for several years in a row, I believe 3 years running, top sales in the world. Last year we were top sales in North America for Infusionsoft. And then also we've been the recipient of the Partner of the Year award for the last 2 years running from Infusionsoft for our sales and participation in the ecosystem. And we take our partnership with Infusionsoft very seriously, and we hold it very dear to our hearts. It's our most valued relationship and continues to, they're some of my best friends and certainly my best business friends as well. So good stuff there.
Well, with the world of technology at an ever-evolving pace, what ultimately helped you guys decide that you wanted to partner with Infusionsoft? And if someone were watching today's episode, but wasn't perhaps a current Infusionsoft customer, do you, for example, does GetUWired work with companies that may use other CRMs?
We predominantly work with the system, Infusionsoft. We've worked in a variety of other CRM systems and marketing automation systems that I won't list here, but we're very familiar and adept at a number of different systems. The thing is that we really hang our hats on that relationship. We believe in the platform. And the most important thing about it is does it solve what we need it to solve? So it is one of many tools that we use to ensure small business success in online marketing and operational successes too, because we use these systems to automate aspects of companies' automation. So it is just a veritable Swiss Army knife of tools that we can use all in one system. So it's great for us to be able to train up employees, to be able to utilize it. If we spread out our interest into too many different systems, we just, quite frankly, wouldn't be as effective as we are.
Excellent. So, Dobbin, having worked with thousands of companies over the last near decade, you've had the opportunity to work with some amazing people. Based on our research, it appears that you have testimonials for GetUWired from J. Conrad Levinson, Jay Abraham. Dobbin, does GetUWired work with any other specific people, celebrities, companies that people might be familiar with?
Sure. Well, I have a tendency not to put out the list of my celebrity clients that we work with or more notable clients, but I can say that, we're really honored to work with a number of top vertical influencers. One that I do talk about a lot is my partnership with real estate genius and marketing expert Greg Harrelson out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. He does incredible things with his team. He's a market leader in that area. And my work with him has led to real estate products that we've been able to help over 400 real estate brokers to automate their business and to better deal with large amounts of prospects, follow up in their sales process. So an extension, in this case, of what I've been able to do with a notable, well-known client in his vertical, we've been able to turn around and share that with other people across the country. So we've worked in a variety of different verticals, speakers, authors, gurus, real estate, financial verticals, fitness. We do a lot of work. I'm really proud of our relationship with Barbell Shrug. With them, we've been able to co-create their Logic product, which is helping CrossFit gyms across the country to better market and run their gyms. It's been very successful. So a lot of great relationships. Not everybody are household words, but in my opinion, they're all superstars, and I'm just quite frankly honored to work with them.
Amazing. And if you're just joining us today on this episode of Social News Interviews, we're interviewing online marketing expert Dobbin Buck, co-founder of award-winning marketing firm GetUWired. And Dobbin, it currently states on your website that you're offering free consultations, which is amazingly generous. For those that might have an interest in collaborating or partnering with GetUWired, would you mind sharing with our audience who an ideal client would be for your firm?
I would say generally what we're working with are between stage 3 and stage 5 small businesses. So $250,000 to up to $10 million. I would say that the majority of the clientele that we work with are generally in the $1 to $10 million range, though there are clients such as I just mentioned, Greg Harrelson, that are over, $560, $570 million in volume a year. So that would be the key ingredient. We're generally talking about companies that are normally 50 employees or less. That sort, I would say on average, that's really what we stick to. So as a rule of thumb, between $1 and $10 million, small businesses that are motivated to see growth in their business. That's very important.
Fantastic. So Dobbin, obviously in today's hyper-competitive digital age, there's a lot of self-professed claimed experts and firms that are saying that they're amazing marketers. There's a lot of Infusionsoft partners that specialize with Infusionsoft implementation. What would you say to a potential client who is looking for marketing help? How would you say that you are better, different, or have an advantage over your competition? Why would an ideal client choose you over your competition?
Sure. Well, I think a lot of marketers are amazing marketers because they're great at marketing themselves. What I like to think of GetUWired as is amazing fulfillers. So we're actually able to fulfill on what we market. And there's a lot of great companies out there, and I'm friends with a lot of wonderful marketing agencies. But I think one of the things that differentiates us from a lot of the teams in our ecosystem is that we're really a one-stop shop. So here in the GetUWired cabin headquarters, we have over 40 full-time employees that are not virtual. They work under a real roof, and we work in a team-based environment. And that lends itself to a certain level of quality and communication that our clients appreciate. But we are doing everything from traffic generation, which is, social media, traffic generation, search engine, all forms of joint venture, list management, website design and development, membership site design and development, landing pages, squeeze pages, all things Infusionsoft, which is CRM, sales pipeline development management, campaign automation, advanced integrations with third-party systems, really everything that a small business would need for their online marketing needs. Our team can not only strategize with them to plan out what we're going to be doing, but also to fulfill on all of that, all under one roof. And it really cuts out a lot of the multi-vendor chaos that small businesses are used to dealing with. And we have a great track record and a wonderful reputation, so that goes a long way. So we make it real easy for small businesses to work with us. We give them a great experience. We have a lot of satisfied customers that are willing to share that openly and publicly. And I think that's the difference. One other thing real quickly is an extension of our vision and our values and the cabin culture. People really feel that culture, and they get to know us. So many people have come here to the cabin. They get to know the people that they're working with. They'll spend a day with us. And it's really unique. It's really special, and they feel a part of something that's unique and cool. And so we just love it.
Awesome. And if you're just joining us again today on the edition of Social News Interviews, we're here with certified online marketing expert Dobbin Bach, and their firm GetUWired is currently offering free consultations. So let's say, Dobbin, that a prospective company is interested in working with GetUWired. They go through the free consultation process and they decide they'd like to partner with you. What would that business or company expect to happen, and what would they envision working with your company? What would happen with the next steps?
Sure, absolutely. So once a consultation or a series of consultations may have occurred with members of my team, what happens is that our company is really broken into pods. And so we have 4 different project management pods. Each pod has 4 developers, and shares a pool of copywriters, designers, and our marketing team. And so we give each client a single point of contact, which would be their project manager. These project managers have hundreds and hundreds of projects under their belts, relationships. So they're really adept strategists. They understand the technology of our systems. They understand many, many different business models. So they're able to get in and communicate on a business level with business owners as opposed to a lot of technical jargon, which these people generally are not interested in communicating in. So they'll get a deep connection. First thing that happens is that we walk through and we develop a vision for our project or our time spent together. We will scope all of this out. And ultimately, before even getting deep into the relationship, we want to paint a very clear picture to our new clientele in regards to their expectations, what they're looking at, and what the outcome is going to be with their in regards to their investment at GetUWired.
Awesome. So Dobbin, obviously, there's a lot of information on the internet, people who talk about different experiences with different online marketing firms. And obviously, people may have had less than optimal experiences working with other marketing firms. So let's say a prospective client is interested in working with your firm and it has had a bad experience with another online marketing expert, freelancer agency. How do you address the concerns of those prospective clients if they're looking to possibly work and partner with GetUWired?
Sure. Well, the first thing I would tend to do, and this is more of a human side of it, would be to to honor the experience they've had, to resonate with it, and to qualify it, and to feel for them and say, hey, I'm sorry you've had that experience. And ultimately, I like to question people on that experience. What was unsatisfactory about that? Where did they fall short? And and I get this a lot. So many times I hear statements like, they were really nice and all of that, but, it just seemed like nothing got done, or, they went dark on me, or, a variety of different languages that's really common. So I want to honor that, but at the same time, I don't want to stay there because this is a new experience. Similar to, I'm sure that my wife of 12 years had some negative experiences with gentlemen that she might have dated or something or another. I didn't care to take on that baggage when we got married, So we're moving forward into a very positive zone, and that's really what I want to do. Is I want to get them over that. We want to develop a deep connection quickly at an expedited rate, gain some trust, and then we continue to gain that as we're working together. And that's a real focus of GetUWired. An important aspect of understanding a bad experience beforehand is that a member of our sales team or business development team can articulate that to the project manager that the new client is working with, so that they can be sensitive to the specifics of what they experienced before, to make sure that they aren't sensing a repeat performance in any way, shape, or form.
Well, Dobbin, thank you for sharing that. And having been the recipient, a 2-time winner of Entrepreneur Magazine's Top Company Cultures list, it's amazing and prestigious awards, right? But for a business who's looking to actually get results for their business using online marketing strategies, can you think of any specific instances or exceptional stories that you can share of how you've helped your clients achieve great success?
Sure. Well, there's many, but really interestingly enough, I just got back from the Icon conference in Phoenix with Infusionsoft, and I was really honored to for the first time ever with one of my clientele. So Jeff Korn, the founder and CEO of Virtuance, which is a company that provides photographic services for real estate companies. They do it in high def. They have incredible offerings. They have contractors all around the country that are photographers, and then they serve different markets, different real estate markets all around the country. So there was a lot of operational difficulties. They were spending hundreds and hundreds of hours managing photographers, hand entering in calendars, managing calendars of photographers with their clients, matching different price points for that are different for different markets, and all of this was a real laborious effort for them. And over a period, I would say, of about 2 years, in a variety of different phases, we were able to automate a huge amount of his business, and ultimately, I believe they've seen a 600% growth rate, but so many other benefits regarding, the lifestyle of the owner of the company and where he's able to direct his focus now. It's just an incredible story, and I must give credit always where it's due. Our biggest success stories, the people that may be household names or the awards that we've gotten regarding marketing for our clients, it's really about, we talked about an alignment of the vision or the core values. Those companies have core values that are very similar to ours in their own spirit, and ultimately it's a partnership that we create this incredible work together. It's not like, here, GetUWired, here's a bunch of money, make me successful. It doesn't really work that way. What it is that we communicate, we learn from these business owners, we learn the nuances of their business, we understand the brick and mortar aspects of their business, and then we're able to build something incredible together. So it's really just like our final value and GetUWired's core values, we blank together. That applies not only to our internal team, but it also applies to our relationships with our clients.
Awesome. So, Dobbin, thank you for sharing your success stories, how you helped achieve so much success for so many of your clients. With that being said, I do want to put you on the spot here a little bit. Having the chance and opportunity to work with literally hundreds of clients and small business owners, have you ever had any challenges or come across situations where you weren't able to help successfully grow one of your clients' businesses? And can you tell us any specifics about that?
Sure, absolutely. So there are situations where our clients have outgrown us. The example, the level of development in some of the systems that we've created foundationally grows to the point that they really need a full-time team and staff around them internally. It becomes no longer economically viable to work through agency for these companies. When they get to a certain point, it's time for them to grow an internal team, whether it's for developers or for marketing. So, we talked about the different stages of business, and that GetUWired is generally some stage 3 businesses, 4 and stage 5 businesses. Really, when we're getting into the top end of stage 5 businesses and beyond, lists in the multi-millions, that sort of thing, there's a time for them to move on to another level. We do focus on small business success, and there comes a point in the relationship with the success of our clients that it's no longer small business success. They're moving to a new level, and ultimately what we want to make for them is that transition as friendly as possible, and help the team that they're developing or the next team that they're working with as possible. And that's happened many times. There's also situations, and I'll be real quick about this, that, as I mentioned, we live by our values. Sometimes we'll get into a relationship and ultimately there is a disconnect between our values and the client, and ultimately, out of respect for them and honor their business, sometimes we need to decline to continue working together because it isn't in the best interest of GetUWired. And if it's not in the best interest of GetUWired, it's certainly not in the best interest of the entity that's making an investment with us. So we're true to that, and we truly care about everybody. So if it's not feeling right, it's not working right. That doesn't happen often, but when it needs to, it will certainly happen.
Fantastic. So if you're just joining us on today's episode of Social News Interviews, we're here with the co-founder of award-winning marketing firm, GetUWired. And obviously, Dobbin, I'm sure you're probably aware that it can be very challenging in a service-based industry to successfully grow and scale a marketing agency. And so with that being said, what would you say that GetUWired's biggest challenge has been that you've been able to overcome to get where you are today?
Well, marketing and driving business to GetUWired has not been a difficult endeavor. In many companies, that's like the thing that's most difficult for people is getting business. That I wouldn't say that's come easily. It's been hard earned, but it has happened, and it's sort of happened organically as a result of the way that we approach business. Mind you, we work in a rural environment, so we're out here in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains, in the woods. We work in a big log cabin, and as you can imagine, it's difficult to scale and hire talented individuals. So we've learned a lot of different lessons, and my partner, Melissa Allen, has really championed and designed our cultural hiring process into her 10-step system that we currently use. So we actually recruit directly out of college. For example, developers, computer science degrees. We bring them in as interns, paid interns, and then the first 90 days is heavy cultural training and training in their craft in the way that we develop. And this occurs for designers, for copywriters, for human resources, for project managers, anybody. Everybody goes through training when they come here. Prior to touching a client, it's a minimum of 90 days of training before we even will allow someone to be a member of a team that's working with our active clients. And so the challenge, back to the challenge, it's in a rural environment, getting up to 40 talented individuals in a mid-sized agency has been a real challenge, but we figured out some incredible ways, first of all, to be able to weed out early on in our hiring process who is not going to fit culturally, and then ultimately have ways of training people and building them into the culture and having them find value and rewards and to feel welcomed and to feel from what we consider to be the entry-level person that they can feel important from day one. Because once we train people, once we've got people in here, they become very knowledgeable, and we want to keep them here. We put a big investment into these people, emotionally and financially. And so personnel and talent has been probably the biggest challenge, but it's also been one of the biggest rewards, because I think we just have the most remarkable group of young people. And I can say that because I'm the old guy here. They're all young, as far as I'm concerned, but just an incredible group of passionate marketers that have a lot of fun with what they do.
So Dobbin, having been the current partner of the year with Infusionsoft, GetUWired is doing some amazing things with Infusionsoft implementation. What are some of the other services that GetUWired offers to their clients?
Well, for starters, we provide strategy, and many times it's, of course, marketing strategy, but we also provide operational strategy. So one of the benefits of our company is that we've automated and we've continued to refine our processes, our metrics, and the ways that we conduct business, not just the marketing side, but the way that we run operationally. So we're very keen and eager to provide insights into the growth that we've experienced and the methods that we've experienced culturally and systematically at GetUWired with our clientele. We provide copywriting services. We provide graphic design services, all forms of web development, website development, very advanced websites, membership sites, learning management systems, advanced PHP development for integrations between systems and databases. And really, I mean, beyond Infusionsoft, everything that circles a CRM and marketing automation system, we do here. We do a lot of it from scratch, so we're actually coding. We aren't always template driven or using this package. We actually will develop unique systems for our customers and that better suits their needs. So we're very well rounded and have a vast amount of services. And I think what really is a lot of value is the amount of experience that we have in a vast amount of verticals, to where when people come here, most of the time we already know the formula for where they've been and where they need to be.
So if you're just joining us, we're here with certified online marketing expert Dahlon Bach. And Dahlon, with the ever-changing landscape of technology, new developments, new softwares, new systems in terms of trying to help accelerate the success of online marketing, there's obviously a vast array of different resources that small business owners need in terms of being able to succeed in marketing their companies. And so with your expertise in keeping up with this technology landscape, are there any specific softwares, tools, resources that you feel comfortable recommending to your clients, or just any small business for that matter?
Goodness, well, because our team is very Infusion-centric, for the people that are interested in Infusionsoft, I've described it as really a Swiss Army knife. It has a lot of components that can help and automate the marketing automation for that business. But beyond that, a really interesting thing is Infusionsoft has an open API which allows for connection with other systems and for add-ons to those systems. So there are several key third-party providers that we really utilize a lot, and one is Appointment Core, which allows for very advanced appointment scheduling and automation that integrates with our marketing automation campaigns in Infusionsoft. Plus this, an incredible system that adds all sorts of features in addition to the plethora of features that Infusionsoft already has. Wicked Reports, a great system that allows us to provide our clients with a higher level of metrics and reporting for all of their channels, their social media channels leading into Infusionsoft, their websites, all of their marketing channels, and to be able to track that all the way through to the revenue and looking in detail to even, what clicks are resulting in revenue for those inside of our campaigns. So we can see the full sweep from traffic generation all the way through our campaigns into the revenue channel and down to a very minute amount of information that when we can report this and show this to our clients, it really blows their minds when they can see behind the scenes how their systems that we've developed for them are living and breathing. And then another system that I really support highly is a membership site platform that connects Infusionsoft and WordPress we can develop membership sites in WordPress and very easily integrate them with Infusionsoft, and that system is called Membarium, and we've been friends with them for years. We've built hundreds of membership sites and learning management systems based on Membarium, and they're also a top product that I highly recommend to anybody that wants to develop an LMS or a membership site structure.
Well, thank you for sharing some of those powerful, amazing softwares and resources for our audience, Dahlon. With that being said, Our team of researchers have also discovered that GetUWired has recently launched a software solution of its own, a product called Field Space. So I'm surprised you didn't reveal that in our last question, Dobbin. Didn't recommend that. Can you tell us a little bit more about Field Space?
Sure, and absolutely. I was thinking outside of GetUWired there. Field Space is an incredible system that we've developed. One of the limitations of the Infusionsoft system is that it's limited to 100 custom fields. So many of our clients want to store an abundance of data. They may have very exhaustive surveys, or they may have imported large amounts of data from other CRM systems such as Salesforce or some other system, and there's really no place, there isn't enough room to effectively fit all that information in Infusionsoft. Also, people that have been utilizing Infusionsoft for years wind up, 5, 10 at a time, needing to use up custom fields, and then they reach that ceiling within it. So our system allows Infusionsoft to expand from 100 custom fields to up to 200 custom fields for field storage and data storage, and it all operates from inside the Infusionsoft system. So ultimately, you aren't going to another application. You're able to work actually inside of Infusionsoft and access the secondary database to where we can store a great amount of information. Very successful product that's been a solution for many people that have felt the pain of running out of space, just like your closet. You're running out, you probably have 3,000 nice suits and you can't fit 3,001 in your closet. Well, guess what? I've just, here in one foul swoop, given you space for another 3,000 fancy suits like you're wearing. How does that feel?
That would be wonderful and probably make my better half even happier. Dobbin, so quick question. Having had the chance to work with literally hundreds of clients in different verticals, companies, businesses of all shapes and sizes, you're the co-owner of GetUWired, an amazing online marketing firm, and getting these clients results. How are you able to kind of stay up with all the current marketing trends, and what would you say are some of the more important marketing trends that small businesses should be paying attention to?
Sure. Well, I used to really personally keep up with everything, and I think I subscribed to like 200 different blog feeds, RSS feeds at one time. They were all marketing related, and would constantly keep myself updated with the latest trends and everything. Fortunately, now with 40 some odd employees that we have here, there's other people that specialize in certain areas. So we expect that our team, and we do have programming and ways to motivate our team to continue their education and to stay in front of the latest trends. Matter of fact, every Friday at 11 a.m., we have a rhythm of a marketing meeting that does just that for our project managers and our top developers, to where we have special guests fly in to talk about their technologies. We bring people in through webinars, and then also we share amongst ourselves the latest and greatest that we're doing for our clients. So sometimes our clients are asking us for things that we aren't entirely familiar with, some thing that they've read about last week or something like that. And so we look into it and we begin working in it. And so it's real important not only to be pulling information from the outside world regarding technology, but also to be circulating within our own company the latest findings and things, because some people may work upstairs, downstairs. They may not be looking over each other's shoulders or even aware of some incredible things that are going on in the company. So we have a forum to grow and to understand more. There's a ton of exciting things that are going on in the digital marketing realm right now. I mean, just it seems like 100 new things a week, and we're just the latest thing that we're really focusing a lot on and developing strategies around are the chatbots, which are the messenger chatbots, which are becoming more and more popular, and developing marketing automation polls, quizzes, and automation around those systems, and have found a lot of success with that. So that's, one of several of the newer things that we've been looking at and implementing in the last year.
Amazing. Well, Dobbin, being a certified online marketing expert, and again, having had the opportunity to work with dozens, hundreds of very successful companies and staying on top of all the current trends, what are you seeing the future of marketing being, and are you willing to make any bold predictions as far as where you think marketing is going to be evolving over the next few years?
Interesting question. I read and hear a lot of banter about VR and AI, different platforms, different intelligence within marketing systems. And the deeper I get in technology, the deeper I want to go just back into solid content to apply specifically to people's needs. And this is the interesting thing. With today's communities, small business owners, the people that we're marketing to, more and more they have the opportunity to turn on or turn off the channels by which they're getting information. They're able to filter out things that they don't have any interest in and turn up the amplitude on the things that they do have interest in. So with that, I think that messaging and really defined and niche down messaging that's specific to their exact needs is going to continue to be the key. The more people can filter, the tighter our messaging is going to need to be. And we see this all the time with, as an example, with automated retargeting in social media and Facebook. It's amazing that through Infusionsoft, based on the way I have someone segmented, I'm sending them information through email, and then also simultaneously I'm able to turn on advertisements in and turn on and off advertisements in Facebook that are very specific. I know whether they're male, they're female, their age group, their specific interest in a specific subset of a product, and I can define and give them an exact ad that's talking about many times their market, their neighborhood, their interests, and everything. And so when this comes across, it imprints on them quickly, and I'm able to refine down a message that almost seems, well, it isn't almost seems, it is hand catered to them and very specific. So I think being entirely specific in our messaging, it's important today. It's going to continue to be more and more important, and figuring out ways to more deeply resonate our message with people and when we have it in front of them, because we may not, as time goes on, may not have the opportunity to, let's just say, to blast them or to stay in front of them as easily as it is today.
Well, thank you for sharing that, Dobbin. Again, congratulations on your success. Dobbin Buck is the co-owner of GetUWired, the recent recipient of being included on Entrepreneur Magazine's Top Company Cultures list for 2017. And before we wrap up today's episode, Dobbin, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Just in retrospect, regarding marketing and marketing automation, I think it's real important to take into consideration a successful campaign or a successful set of campaigns that all integrate with one another. Years back, it was a big deal to have, email automation to where we're able to drip email and content into people's email inboxes. Today, it's so important to be able to do multi-channel marketing and to be able to connect with people where they want to be connected with. Okay? So what we're currently looking at and what we're doing a lot of is creating these orchestrations within our marketing automation platform to where we are able to analyze where people are getting information, ultimately to time things in syncopation with one another. As an example, when we're doing an email campaign, If I know an email is going to be arriving in their inbox, I may turn on a social media feed for them one day before they're getting that email, the day of, and the day after, to provide a stronger imprint that's content-based specifically with the information that they've requested in our marketing. As well, I can have people, based on their participation, can earn more ad spend for themselves. In other words, the more they participate, the more they take interest, we can contribute more ad spend, like entering them into a direct mail campaign once they reach a certain threshold. I always want to be mindful of how my clients are spending money and where their marketing budget is going. So what we've been able to do and what we're doing more and more today, and this is of real value for small businesses that are marketing, is, don't rely on one channel, rely on 5 channels, but have everything running in syncopation and time and based on logic and participation from your prospects, and be able to guide them through an experience that's going to lead them to your helpful services or your helpful products. And I think that, the craft in creating this type of strategy is really one of the things that people rely on from our team to provide.
Well, thank you for all your insights on today's interview, Dobbin. We appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. It's been such a joy to join you, Rob.
Well, thank you. And again, we just got done interviewing Dobbin Buck, co-owner of the award-winning firm GetUWired. And that wraps up today's edition of Social News Interviews. Feel free to contact GetUWired. They're currently offering free consultations. And we will see you on the next edition of Social News Interviews. We appreciate you being a part of our audience, and we'll see you on the next episode. Thank you very much.